Hi, everybody. Make sure I can hear some things, but hello again, everybody. Happy New Year. We are now into 2025 and we have said see ya to 2024. Of course, there's a lot of things to be thankful of for the new year, but also we have to be wakeful and watchful for the coming of the next 4 years and the next 2 years due to the election results and paying attention. So today is also the last day of Kwanzaa, so happy Kwanzaa. We're wrapping up the 7 day joyous celebration of Kwanzaa with the day seven principle, which is named Imani. Imani can be named on some of our sisters. It is spelled Imani, and in Swahili, Imani means faith. Faith. Now, faith means different things to do to other people. Off the top, most people will say faith means religion. Sure, but you could think about it, faith in yourself, faith in your spouse, faith in your friends, faith in your family, faith in your company, faith in your coworkers, faith in your community. So here is the principal definition: to believe with all of our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. That's a lot. To believe with all of our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. So most of us know, particularly in the Black American communities, we always talk about the struggle. The LGBT nation knows also about a struggle. The women's march and things like that for women's rights, they know about a struggle. In fact, everybody, poor people, trying to make sure that they're on top of the water and not drowning, for economics is a struggle. So all of us know about a struggle. I will tell you the truth right now on New Year's Day. Big picture, yes, I still have faith in people. Small picture, I do not. I do not. Every time that I leave the house, going to the grocery store, going to shop, going to the post office, mailing something negative always happens. And of course, you may say, well, stop focusing on the negative. The only way that I can stop focusing on the negative is if I'm in my bedroom with the door closed. That's the only way. What I cannot control is the negative outside. I can't control it. Nobody can control it. I don't know who, well, actually, I do know who opened the box, not necessarily Pandora's box, but I will just put all this stuff in a box and someone opened the box. And that was Donald John Trump. He opened the box. And the MAGA faction started growing. And now the MAGA faction is an adolescent. Not an adult, but an adolescent. And I can talk about what I call these people children impersonating adults. Yes, children impersonating adults. I'll give you an example. I talked about this in one of my other videos about a murder that happened in Raleigh. It was a DoorDash deliverer drove into McDonald's to pick up a customer's order from McDonald's. Apparently, there was a confrontation between the DoorDash deliverer and a McDonald's employee. We don't know what that confrontation was about. Apparently, the police know about that, but they can't release that information now because they haven't, as far as this video, they haven't found the McDonald's employee yet. And so after that, the DoorDash employee, excuse me, I'm turning the ceiling fan down because the wind is getting in my eyes. The DoorDash employee walked out of the McDonald's going to his car, and the McDonald's employee followed him out of the store into the parking lot. And when they were about to get to the DoorDash employee's car, the McDonald's employee shot and killed the DoorDash employee. I don't know what the confrontation was, but why did the McDonald's employee have to come off of his job and shoot and kill someone? Why? This afternoon, on the northeast side of the city, a citizen was walking on the sidewalk in their neighborhood, doing nothing other than walking, and someone walked up behind him and beat his head with a brick multiple times. And he had to have the back of his head and right above his eyebrow stapled on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happened in New Orleans. Driving a car at 3 a.m. purposely to crash through crowds on Bourbon Street in New Orleans who were celebrating New Year's Day and the Sugar Bowl, and had an ISIS flag attached to his truck, and then got out of the truck and started shooting people. At this time, as far as this video being recorded, 15 people have been dead and multiple people are injured. In Las Vegas, a Tesla Cybertruck pulled up in front of the Trump Las Vegas hotel and it exploded, killing the driver. The FBI right now, until they can figure out the motive, is looking at it as a terrorist act because they really don't know. They're connecting the dots. This is just my point of view and my opinion. I believe those two acts, the one in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas, are connected to all of the thefts happening to the professional athletes. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, his home was invaded and stuff was, he was robbed. Travis Kelce's home, same thing. He got one of his watches back, but that happened to him. Joe Burrow's home. I can't remember the basketball player's home who got robbed. Same thing. On my news feed for Smart News, Keanu Reeves, who's a movie actor, lost, somebody robbed his special Rolex watch, and it just showed up in South America in the last 30 days, and he got it back. I can't prove it, but based on the information that has been sent out, and I have to trust it, I can connect the dots. In my head, I can connect the dots. So again, I go back to the point of Kwanzaa today. Imani, faith. Faith in our people, the righteousness and victory of the struggle. I'm struggling with that. I am. I'm struggling with that. You know, there are individuals that I have faith in. My housemate, I have faith in him. I have faith in what he does. I have faith in what he's trying to do. I have faith in myself. And I will tell you the truth, some days I have trouble with that too. It's about my energy, but I have to keep going because we're in 2025, and if I don't get my small business at least launched, the LLC set up, I'm a liar. I'm a liar. And so within the next 10 to 15 days, it has to be set up. You know, I haven't done any, this is the first year that I haven't done any, my list of goals and my list of resolutions. Excuse me, and I'm not going to do that list. The only thing I will do is say maybe I have a theme for this year, and that is investment. Investing into my small business and investing in me. Investing in me includes my health. Because if I'm not strong enough, if I'm not strong, my small business is going to fail. If I'm not strong in my body is going to fail. If I don't invest in myself socially, my business is going to fail. If I don't invest in myself spiritually, my body and my soul will fail. And so the way that I have faith in myself, I focus. I have a book that's all, I mean, it's falling apart. It's so old. It is a book called Respecting the Soul, Daily Reflections for Black, Lesbian, and Gays by Keith Boykin. This is the book. I've had this book, I think, for 10 years, and I'll open it to you so you can see how it lists. It's daily. There is a quote. There is Keith Boykin's response to that, and then, of course, a reflection in the bottom. And I look at this book. I look at this book from a perspective of a black man, from a perspective of a gay man, and then I merge those two lanes into one from a perspective of a black gay man. And so, and then I'll start all over every year. So this is one thing that helps me keep myself focused. I'm investing by reading. This YouTube channel, I'm investing in myself so that I could get things out, but also educate people, give them information they probably don't know, or maybe change their mind because somebody else told them something that was wrong. That is also an investment into myself. I could also say something that Don Lemon on his YouTube channel said, that he is the proxy of people who are trying not to be angry. He will be the proxy for them, because he went off. He went off because of people coming to him. I'm not going to go deep into that. On YouTube, search The Don Lemon Show, and find the video from yesterday, New Year's Eve. But I will say this, and I have to be careful with this because as a North Carolina commissioned notary, I am an officer of the state. However, I'm still an individual, and I'm not cold. I don't have a cold heart. I'm very passionate about politics. I'm very passionate about my faith. I'm very passionate about being a believer in a higher deity. I don't go to church. I don't. I don't. I don't pray as much as I should, but I do. But this is all tied, from my perspective, of faith. I do not have faith in my city government. Not yet. I do not have faith in my state government. I don't have faith in my county government. I mean, I didn't vote. I don't think that I didn't vote for this person, but there is a Mecklenburg County Commissioner who just got voted in to her position, and she has lost her driver's license because of a DUI. Sure, mistakes happen, but when you become a public officer, you can't do what everybody else does. Not in the light of day, at least. You can't. I mean, I thought that she would step down, but she didn't. She's going to stay in her position, and she'll still be able to get to the council meetings that she has to get there by public transportation, Uber or Lyft. Cost her a little bit. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking anybody, not even myself, I'm not asking anybody to be perfect, because there is no such thing as perfection on this earth. There's not. People will F up. They will. They will. And I give grace. And I expect grace to be given to me. But the world we live in doesn't always allow people to give grace. I lost my job because I I gave grace to the wrong people. I did, and I was asleep. I was asleep. Had I been awake and looked at these people, I automatically would have known not to trust them. I always tell people, if I have a bad experience with someone else, that doesn't mean that the next person is going to have a bad experience with them. But I should have listened at least. Had I listened and had I been awake, the evidence would have told me not to trust these people. And you can't trust everybody. You can't. We want that. We want that. We want to be able to trust people. We want people to give us the benefit of the doubt. We want to give other people the benefit of the doubt. Because you don't know where anybody is in their walk or in their journey at at any time during the day or week or month or the year. So I'm just talking right now. I certainly don't have any faith in my federal government. I don't. Particularly the Congress that is about to come in. And this is just a little side nugget here for you. So the 119th Congress is supposed to take their oath Friday, January 3rd. But here's the thing. Before they can take their oath, they have to choose a Speaker of the House. There's infighting going on right now. And for the sake of argument, let's say that they don't get a Speaker of the House in that position before Friday. That means that they cannot get their oath done, particularly in the House, because the Speaker of the House is the leader of the House of Representatives. On the Senate side, that's not a problem because the current Vice President is the President of the Senate. Kamala Harris is ready to give the oath to the new senators. But if the House doesn't get that done, here's why that matters. The House certifies the election. This is a Republican controlled House of Representatives. And there is a great possibility that they may not be able to certify the election of the President of the United States and the Vice President, which means that President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Vance will not be able to take their oaths of office on January the 20th if the Republican-controlled House don't get their crap together. And you can look at other YouTube channels and see that for the most part, people on the left, the progressives, the far left liberals, Democrats in general, people like me who are left of center, sitting back watching the circus, eating our popcorn and drinking our drinks. It is a veritable circus. So no, I don't have faith in my government. I don't. I've talked to friends outside of the United States. I have a couple of friends that live in Vancouver. We talked about this the other day. It is not a lie to say that we as the United States are being laughed at. It's not. It's not. It's not. But at some point, the laughter is going to have to stop. And in order to not be animals about this, our faith is going to have to come into play. And so while I may have faith in individuals, and I look at that as small picture, the day-to-day happenings in the city, in the county, in the state, and in the nation, I'm struggling. And I have to choose a yes or a no if I have faith in my community. The answer is no. But I'm willing to participate to make it better than it was yesterday. It's one reason I'm doing this YouTube channel. And so I'm going to tie it all back to Imani, Swahili for faith. If you are struggling with your faith, talk to someone. Speak it out. Manifest it. Figure out how to change it, because we are going to need it to get through these next 4 years, and at the very least the next 2 years before elections come up again for House of Representatives and senators, and particularly in the state of North Carolina, we'll be choosing senators in 2026. And if I'm a betting man, Roy Cooper is going to run for Senate against Tom Tillis. And that is going to be one of the most focused on and most expensive Senate elections in the history of North Carolina elections. So I'll go back over it again. Imani, Swahili for faith, to believe with all of our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And I can tell you, as a 62-year-old black, gay, forced retirement man, the struggle is real. But my faith reminds me that I have knowledge, that I have heart, that I can get through this. And while I may not be able to get through it on my own, I'm able to get through it. And so are you. You are going to be able to get through this. And if you don't think you can, talk to someone. Talk to someone that you trust. All right? So, Happy New Year. I hope you were able to wake up and survive hangovers that you might have, or the noise from last night. Um, my housemate's niece and her boyfriend and two others went to New York, and the only thing that I was jealous of is I get to get one of those tall hats. But if you know me and you follow me on Facebook or we're Facebook friends, you saw this little bitty, too small ass hat on top of this big ass head. You saw that. And so injecting a little humor in there just to turn it, just bring it back up a little bit. Bring it back up a little bit because there are going to be some dark times ahead. There are. But it's a new year. My theme is investment. What's yours? If you're not doing goals or resolutions this year, having a list, I used to have a list of 10 goals and a list of 10 resolutions, like clockwork every year since I was 16 years old. And this year, I'm doing something different. I'm doing something different because I'm different. My theme is investment, investing in my small business and investing in me. So I'm going to end the Kwanzaa celebration from my perspective saying Happy Kwanzaa, carry the 7 principles all through the year. Let's go back through them real quick. On day 1, we talked about unity. We talked about self-determination. We talked about collective work and responsibility. We talked about cooperative economics. We talked about purpose and goals. We talked about creativity. And today we talked about faith. 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Today's food of the day is spicy vinegar. I do know some people who will drink that, saying that there are health benefits from that. Not me. The only thing I'm using that vinegar for is to clean my coffee machine, to get all the coffee grinds and stuff out. As a matter of fact, the light is on my coffee maker to clean it out. I just don't have the right vinegar to get it done. But this is the end of my series about the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There will be other videos coming up. I'm going to go back to the original purpose of the channel, talking about politics, talking about retirement, talking about my small business, or anything that comes up that I think needs your attention. That's what my goal is for this channel for this year, and to help me grow individually to get some of this stuff off my chest. And sometimes, just like you get the video I did yesterday, just talking it out, it got me excited about a new idea that I had because that I didn't think of before. And I've been very relaxed in saying this at the end of the video, and I'm going to start saying this at the beginning of my videos and at the end of my videos. Please like, and if you like it enough, please subscribe, and always please share. Please share with anyone who you think might be interested in hearing what I have to say. And I'd like to hear from you. Put your comments down in the comment section. If something triggered you today, put it down there and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to try to do a video each day for a while, but once my business gets up and running, I'm at this time, I don't know how I'm going to sustain that. But I'm going to say, at the very least, I'm going to do at least 3 videos a week with the goal of doing a video every day. But also, particularly with liking and subscribing and sharing, it is the YouTube algorithm. The more that happens, the more viewers I get, and the more elevated that my channel goes up. And honestly, I would encourage you to create a YouTube channel as well, if you feel so led. There's probably stuff that you know that the rest of us need to hear about. But always come correct. Always come correct, and always come from a stance born out of facts. Hashtag facts matter. Because if you don't, hashtag FAFO. And I'm just going to let you look that up. Hashtag facts matters. Hashtag FAFO. peace.